Alrighty, so we're going to go through the assembly process of the NateChrony ExtremeBallistic. In the lid of the box, you've got the instructions. On the left QR is a QR for the page. On the right is the video you're watching. It is really important that you actually watch the instructions of how to put this thing together. Also, we're going to be doing a video very shortly of all the different software screens. Yes, you can quickly throw this chronograph out in the field, use it as normal, but there is an enormous amount that this chronograph can do, a lot of configuration, a lot of different settings. So I would definitely take the time to watch all the different things that it can and can't do. It'll make your life and make using it a whole lot easier. As described, regular Phillips head screwdriver. We start with the base unit. Now the first thing you want to do is to just get a bit of a feel for the screws. So there's a very specific screws in the side. Back them off a little bit and tighten them up and just get a bit of a feel for how tight they need to be. Unlike a normal screw where it gets tighter and tighter gradually, these will suddenly get very, very tight and stop. If you strip them, you will damage them. So be very, very careful that you're not going to go too silly and over tighten these screws. So on the base unit, undo 2 screws on one side. And again, all the screws are in place where they need to be. You take one of the side arms. The front is where the grey rubbers are. You've got the angled one here. Do the back first because there's only one part to line up. And then put that in and screw that into place. They don't have to be extremely tight now. Everything will hold itself in place pretty easily. Grab one of the vertical arms without the little power cable which goes in the other side. Again, grab the screw. It doesn't matter which way these go. Either way is perfectly fine. Put the screw through both holes. Line that up. You probably want to do that one just a little bit firmer so that the vertical piece stays in place. Super simple. So we'll do exactly the same on the other side. So remove the 2 screws. On the base of the unit here, that's a tripod mount in the middle. And these, if you want to screw it into a block of wood or something like that, you can screw them on the side. We put them on the side so that you can get easy access with something like a screwdriver gun. Again, so this is the side piece. You've got the little, the bendy bits going from the bottom front to the top right. So we'll put the rear screw in first because there is only one part, easier to line up. We've already had one person complain that they don't want to screw things together. If it's a problem for you to screw something together, find someone that can actually use a screwdriver and they'll mark it up and do it for you. Okay, so we're going to do the front bit. This has the cable on it. Make sure that the cable is close to the connector, not the other way around, so that's going to fit in there. Again, just put the screw through. You'll notice, again, do this one a little bit tighter so everything holds in place. These are chamfered, so you can see which way they're going to go. The little bendy bits go to the outside. Plug in the cable to the base unit. Easy enough. Now, we're going to do the top half of the unit. Again, undo the screws as you're going by. I would start with the rear right. The rear left has the antenna. There's an extra piece to hold in place. So start at the rear right of the unit and just screw that in. Again, just do this one a little bit snug and you can see that it actually holds in place. You don't have to go terribly tight on these. Remove the left screw, the right screw, sorry, out of there. Then this you spread those apart a little bit, goes down, slots into place. And everything should be relatively well aligned once you get 2 of the screws in. Simple enough. We'll undo the rear screw there. That is an absolutely beautiful sound. Align those. Put the screw in place. And lastly, for the antenna goes on the outside, like so. Again, there'll be a chamfer in both the little plastic antenna piece and also the bit of metal. Putting this on the outside just means that the cable is not going to potentially get shot being on the inside. And there we are. So it's not very tight at all, but it's extremely rigid because of the way that those arms are organized. So I would undo the two base screws. You can just hold on these little gray rubber bits. Undo all 4 screws. The protection panel goes so that that little tab is protecting the antenna. Just put it on its side, do the bottom 2 screws only at this stage. Doesn't have to be terribly tight, it's not really going to go anywhere. We're also using our regular, very durable powder coating, so this is going to be pretty bump and scratch resistant. All right, so basically you are at this point sort of kind of up and running. The next thing we need to do is to calibrate. If you want to put the screen on, that's the screen screw to the right there. You can back that off a little bit. Oops, sorry, you'll need to back that off completely to screw it through the actual screen. So the screen goes in there. Don't do that up extremely tight yet. The power cable with the little tabs goes to the top, and that will go in and just push in there like that. So you're basically all up and running at this stage. The next stage is going to be to calibrate the unit where you want to be. This is an extra step that you have to do with the chronograph. We do this to minimize all the pain and problems of having detection issues and getting dud readings down the track. Undo the 2 screws either side. That cover will lift straight off. That's why that's a slot, and that's why we didn't do those 2 screws. You will see we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 adjustments in the top. You put this in place where you are going to be using it, set it up, connect the power it on. By default, we always set the 8th to be completely blocked so that you've got to do this step. Once you power it up, connect to the chronograph, use the screw, follow the process on the screen to tweak and adjust the settings to where it's going to be used in place. Once that's all done, simply pop the top screw, the top cover on, put the screws in either side, just tweak up the screen so that it's there at the right angle, or if you want to use the LED because we're downrange, the LED simply plugs into exactly the same spot, and then you can mount the LED up to 30 centimeters away from where you want to use it, so you're not going to shoot the LED out. If you need replacements, let us know for that. Put the other screw on the side, and then you want the screws for the protection plate in the front. You then want the beautiful ballistic aim card. That'll just sit slightly on top of the screws on the bottom. And then you have a calibrated, working, constructed ballistic chronograph. A few little things to point out on the aim card. That's the center line of the window. You've got 4 very faint lines. This is to help our 177 Diabolo pellet air rifles. Diabolo pellets 177 are really painful to work with. That's the location of the 4 sensors. So for maximum detection, to get really good accuracy and detection, you want to be shooting in line with one of those lines at the top preferably. It'll detect absolutely everywhere, but if you are having, if you didn't calibrate it that well, or you're getting some detection problems, that's just going to really help to minimize the chance of those actually occurring. So yeah, that is the construction of the NateChrony Extreme Ballistic Chronograph. Any questions, any queries, let us know.